All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. This is just going to be a quick video, okay, on this article. Came out earlier today. It says Russia dumps half of its U.S. Treasury bonds. All right. It says Russia has held a major sell-off of U.S. Treasury bonds, dumping some $47 billion worth of papers and momentarily dropping 6 places on a list of major foreign holders of U.S. securities. Recently released statistics for April have shown in just 1 month, Russia proceeded to sell 47.4 billion out of the 96.1 billion the country had in U.S. Treasury bonds in March. The latest statistics released by the U.S. Treasury Department on Friday showed that in April, Russia had only 48.7 billion in American assets, occupying 22nd place on the list of major foreign holders of U.S. Treasury securities. All right, but it's not just going to stop with Russia. Okay, you're gonna see a pattern where these other nations are gonna start doing this. Okay, they're gonna start following in the trail of Russia, and they're also gonna start dumping U.S. bonds. Okay, and that's gravely gonna affect the U.S. It says here, China, which holds the most U.S. Treasury bonds, which if they decide to sell, man, it's a wrap. Also sold, well, hey, we're right there. Also sold off some $7 billion worth of its American assets from March to April, and now has 1.18 trillion invested in securities, which they're gonna sell off even more, especially with this trade war that's going on. Okay, it says Japan, which is positioned second on the list in the same time frame, sold off some $12 billion, leaving just over $1 trillion in U.S. coffers. Ireland, which had 300.4 billion in April, also managed to ditch over 17 billion in U.S. assets. So you see the pattern, how they're all ditching it, man. They're all dumping it. Look at that, ditching dollar ? All right, it ain't gonna be a question mark because it's reality, man. It is what it is. All right. It says a treasury bond is a fixed interest government debt security with a maturity of more than 10 years. Treasury bonds make interest payments 2 times a year. The mass sell-off of U.S. bonds by Russian follows numerous rounds of sanctions imposed by Washington against Moscow. I mean, what do you expect? You know, I mean, you think you're just gonna hit them with sanctions and then everything's gonna be all sweet? That's not how it works, man. It's not a one-way street. Okay, it says the punitive measures targeted some of the most important sectors of the Russian economy by limiting American financing available to Russian banks and business sectors across all major sectors. And guess what? All that money is going to start coming back into the U.S. because these other nations are going to stop dealing with the dollar. They're going to stop dealing with the U.S. Stop just messing with the U.S. That's going to piss the U.S. off, especially with Trump as a president, you know. And at some point he's gonna do something, and it's gonna start something, man. Okay, but hey, Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect, man. These things are happening, man. These are some big news, man. Okay, so just keep watching and stay in the spirit. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.